UNICEF is one of the international institutions that's half giving its role of children in the world, because this organization sent by looking at condition and world of a conflict like our recovery background and other social problem development. The role of UNICEF in overcoming the child problem gets a positive response from the world international, because UNICEF is able to solve its success to international world not accessible. But UNICEF can help overcome child difficulty and poverty rate from various programs. Example, when UNICEF provide assistance to children in Syria.
UNICEF, originally known as United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, and was created by United Nations General Assembly on 11 December 1946 to provide emergency food and healthcare for children and women in countries that had been devastated by World War II. Police physician Ludwig Reichmann is widely regarded as the founder of UNICEF and served as its first chairman from 1946. In 1950, UNICEF's mandate was extended to address the long-term of needs children and women in developing countries everywhere. And in 1953, it became a permanent part of United Nations system. Most of UNICEF's work is in the field with a presence of 190 countries and territories. UNICEF's supply division is based on Copenhagen and serves as the primary point of distribution.
Syrian civil war is a mess. It's one of the most complicated wars in the history of Middle East. This war has been going on since 2011. During this time, many cities were destroyed and many innocent civilians were dead. How this war happened at the first time? Actually, anyone who backed and would support the warring party is still unclear. I will try to discuss it briefly and clearly. Basically, the Syrian civil war is part of the Arab Spring. But in contrast to other demonstrations in other Middle Eastern countries, Syrian civil war ended in chaos. The war started at 2011 when a peaceful demonstration against President Bashar al-Assad ended in chaos. The pro-government force opened fire on demonstrators and causing many casualties. Since then, anti-government force were emerged. The pro-government force were then supported by Russia, Iran, and the Hezbollah. And the rebel or the anti-government force was supported by Russia, by USA, Saudi Arabia, and its coalition. Then, in 2012, Kurdish military forces were formed and supported by the US. Their main goal was to gain their own regional autonomy they had long desired. Turkey, which had long conflict with Turks, then formed its own military force, which generally came from anti-government force to fight the Kurdish force. Everything changed in 2014, when one of Al-Qaeda affiliates separated and formed ISIS, or Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Since that time, ISIS became an enemy of other military factions. The emergence of ISIS made US-backed anti-government force were focused on destroying ISIS, as well as the Kurdish force. Then ISIS lost in 2019 and ISIS almost lost all its territory to Kurdish force and anti-government force. Since ISIS began to losing territory and its troops, anti-government force have again focused on fighting pro-government force and vice versa, while the Kurdish force are more focused on fighting anti-government force backed by Turkey and against pro-government force, and this continues until right now. The war in Syria is complicated and bloody as ever. People are still dying, lives are still being torn apart, and the nation, global power, and most importantly, the nation of Syria are being drawn further into a situation that is hard to see the way out of it.
The Syrian war causes a great impact not only domestically but also internationally. This massive war has attracted a lot of attention from states all over the world. Many kinds of efforts like peace negotiations between the Syrian governments and opposition have already been done, but nothing has made the Syrian war coming to an end. States internationally affected by this phenomenon in Syria by getting a huge number of refugees coming to their countries. International actors also acknowledge the human rights violations that happens in Syria and have been responding to the action. There is a huge number of deaths which are primarily caused by killings and disease. The terrible condition of environment in Syria make Syrians have to struggle with various kinds of disease, which are primarily affected the children. 2018 is recognized as the deadliest year of the Syrian children. UNICEF has been responding to the situation by giving out helps to carry out the children to a better condition. UNICEF continues to lead the nutrition, water, sanitation, hygiene, education sectors, and child protection subsectors, and also been working in collaboration with implementing partners inside the country and across borders. The children in Syria also have to struggle from sexual exploitation, abuse, and many of them even forced to be child soldiers. UNICEF has been responding to the situation by doing survivor-centered approach.
The UNICEF itself has provided many forms of humanitarian aid during the whole Syrian war period. Now, according to the UNICEF themselves, through their official website, they explained that from January to December 2018, the UNICEF and its partners in Syria have done the following things. They have provided nutrition to around 85,000 people. That's one. And they also provided 4.6 million people, or estimated to be around that. They provided 4.6 million people with water supply or easier access to water supply. They've also provided risk education to 1.7 million people about mines and explosive remnants of the war. They've also screened somewhere around 1.3 million people, including children and pregnant women and lactating women. They screened those people for acute malnutrition. They've also helped train around 57,000 teachers and education personnel. And last but not least, they have also vaccinated 3.5 million children under 5 years for polio.
Global governance is a movement where political cooperation between state actors and non-state actors to solve a problem that affects not only a state or region, but the world as a whole. Here, UNICEF has contributed a lot towards the forming of global governance by combining all of the transnational actors and the state actors in order to fight a world problem, which is the right of the children and the adolescents. By combining the power of all the transnational actors and the resources they help the children and the adolescents of the world, especially from the conflict areas, to have a better living and a better place to live in.
UNICEF is an international organization which is concerned to improving children welfare throughout the world. One of the UNICEF contributions is providing humanitarian aid to all children in Syria. For 8 years, children in Syria experienced a devastating civil war that destroyed the entire country. The impact of the war has affected to all children in Syria. As a result of the war, the children in Syria suffer from hunger, disease, and psychological disorder. And in 2018, is marked as deadliest year for children in Syria, according to the statement of UNICEF Executive Board. UNICEF giving assistance to all children in Syria in form of food, education, access to clean water, and medical assistance.